Hello everyone, this is Juhi parashar, psychotherapist, the cloud door. I hope you all are doing good and are in the right spirits. Today, the topic of this video is ruminations. How to stop ruminating and obsessive thinking. In depression, anxiety, or stress, we tend to ruminate a lot, thinking about what had happened or what will happen in the future. Constantly getting these obsessive thoughts that we are unable to get rid of, creating what if scenarios, and visiting that unpleasant experience again and again and replaying it in our mind over and over again without coming to any conclusion. And that can be really obsessive and intrusive, and we are just not able to cut through it. It just flares up your anxiety. It increases your depressive symptoms. Because this is something beyond our control. There is no good in visiting your past, and you cannot control your future. You just have to be in the present moment. Okay, so let's see. There are some 5 ways that I'm going to tell you that can really help you with your ruminative and obsessive thinking. So the first is thought control, right? We cannot control our thought. We can never control the flow of the thoughts. We can just choose how to respond to it, right? So I will like to think of thoughts as a river. So river, the water is the thought, and you're standing at the bottom of the river. So you can't control the flow of the thoughts or the water, right? What you can control is how you have to deal with it, how you have to respond to it. So maybe you can make some barriers to control the flow of the thought. You can take a bucket and fill the water and not get just immersed in that. So this is some way that you have to try to know how to respond to the thoughts and not try to control it. I just don't want the thoughts. Why are they coming? No, they will come. There's no way out. So you have to choose how you need to respond to it. That should be a smart strategy, right? Mindfulness is one. So you have to be in the present moment. You have to be really ignorant about these thoughts. The more you give importance to them, the intensity of the thoughts will keep on increasing, and you don't want that, right? Second point is that don't believe your thought. Our reality is shaped by our mind, the kind of thoughts we have, the way we perceive and think about ourselves. But in depression and anxiety, there is a negative self-image. Your self-worth is really low, and you tend to think negative about yourself. I know a person who has this social anxiety, and she's not able to mingle up with people, thinking that she's awkward and then people won't like her or accept her, and that her sense of humor really sucks, and then she cannot be in a social gathering and she'll be really dull. I know her personally, and she's one of the funniest and wittiest person I know. But that's how she perceives it. That's the reality that she has created in her mind. It may or may not be true. So what your reality is in the mind may not be the actual reality. It is just a negative self-perception about yourself. And it is not necessary that everybody around feels you the same way or treats you the same way when you are amongst them, right? So don't believe everything which is set by your brain. In the negative, in anxiety and depression, mostly they produce negative thoughts. So if you get attached with it, you're inviting more and more trouble. You know what? Thinking like this, I should not think about, I should not, take them as true, or I should not listen to my brain is very simple. But sometimes simplicity is all that we need. So if you want to get fit, exercise, eat healthy. If you want your brain to be healthy, don't believe your thoughts, right? Okay, so the third thing that you can do to stop ruminating and kind of putting a halt to your obsessive thinking is taking actions. When you take action, you stop the fear. Taking action is something in the future. So you are dreading a presentation, dreading a deadline, something more, something like paying a bill, some interview that is going to come up, you're dreading it, right? That this is a fear. Now, can you control it? You can take measures and actions to control and overcome the fear, right? You have to be in the moment. So you have to do, for example, working on the interview thing. Okay, you have an interview coming up and you are fearful about that. And you are having this constant obsessive thoughts, I won't be able to do it, ruminating, thinking what will happen, I'll be underperformer, etc. etc. Be in the present. What you can do? You can go on the internet, you can find out some common questions that are asked in the interview. You can prepare your answers, practice in front of the mirror. You can go to the website of the company that you're going to give interview for. You can read their mission statement. You can work on your strengths and just rehearse whatever possible questions that can be asked in an interview. That will really ease off your anxiety. And once your anxiety gets cooled down, your ruminations will lessen. Actions will stop fear. Actions will stop your ruminations and your negative thinking. Right? So the fourth point is having a control plan. So whenever you're having these ruminations, ruminating and obsessive thoughts, you need to have a control plan. By control plan, I mean a list of things which you can and cannot control. So for example, if you obsess about your looks, that you're not good looking and you're not worthy and you're ugly, you're not at all attractive, have a list of can and cannot. What you can do about it, what you cannot do about it. What you can do is like, you can do some makeup, you can accentuate your looks, you can exercise, eat well, have a proper diet to reduce your weight. If you are obese or overweight, you can accessorize yourself. You can have nice fashion sense or wear better clothes, which is in our control. What is not in our control is your facial structure, maybe your acne, etc. So you will immediately know what is that I have to focus on, right? So you have to focus on the can do. You can do these things, and these are the things which will yield you results. So you need to focus on the can, not the cannot. And this will give you a purpose, and this will instantly lessen your ruminations and obsessive thought. So work purposefully. Have a goal. It will help you focus on the solution and not the problem. That is what is important. So the last thing that you can do to stop ruminations and obsessive thinking is bringing yourself into the present moment. As I have already told, a lot of time mindfulness is a very effective technique to bring you in the present moment. Ruminations and obsessive thinking, they take us in the past, in the future. We miss the present, and we really need to be in the present, right? If the present is good, the future is good. So you have to be really thoughtful. So whenever the mind is chattering and it is going there and there, you have to be in the present. By means of various exercises, like I told you, mindfulness, breathe in, hold, breathe out, focus on your breath. Don't listen to the mind chattering. Even if your mind wanders, bring your focus back to your breathing. Slowly, when the thoughts are not able to control you, they will lessen. They will come down. Once they come down, this obsessive thinking and ruminations will also be in control, right? So you need to keep practicing these things, and you have to really work on it to get a grip on your ruminations and obsessive thinking. Obviously, if it is very severe and if it is really getting out of control and these steps are not helping you, seek a professional help. We are here. I'm here to guide you. Seek therapy and counseling for depression, anxiety, stress, OCD, and I'll be glad to help you through therapy. Go for it and practice these techniques and just get over your ruminations. All the best.